246-8888.
Good evening, everybody. This is Jamie Cullum, this week coming to you from Berlin in Germany, here with Jazz Riot on Inter FM. I'm out here at the moment doing some concerts and promoting my new record. So I'm busy, but I'm here to bring you some great music. So enjoy.
Inter FM, Jamie Cullum's Jazz Riot.
Good evening, everybody. This is Jamie Cullum here. Welcome to another hour of jazz on BBC Radio 2. I have been all over the world recently. I've been back and from New York. I've been in and out of Europe. I've been promoting my own record, which takes you to many different places for very short amounts of time. But as I always say about this show, it is the one thing, it's my one real job, the one thing that keeps me coming back to the same place in front of the microphone with some great music to play for you every week. And it centers me. It makes me feel human again. So let me tell you what I've got coming up on tonight's show. Coming to you from a hotel room in beautiful Berlin in Germany. It's very cold outside, it's very grey, but the music will warm your heart and your soul. A BBC Maida Vale session track from the Tombola Theory and also from Julia Biel. They were both especially recorded for this show, for sessions for this show. Their tracks are held back, which you haven't heard yet, and they are fantastic. Also, you're going to hear music from Ike Turner, Sarah Mitra and Dave Brubeck. But before all that, I'm going to kick off tonight's show with a jazz singer, maybe not as famous as she ever could have been, but she had one of those voices that could just sound huge over a band of any size. She always sounded like she was experiencing a huge amount of joy when she sang. I love the sound of her voice. I haven't heard it enough in the show, so I'm readdressing that right now. This is Helen Humes with Jumpin' on Sugar Hill.
Jumpin', jumpin', jumpin' up on the hill. Jumpin', jumpin', if you won't jump I will. 145th, jumping up on the hill. If you can't find the way, I'm telling you, brother, I will. 155th, you'll have no time to kill if you don't want to stay. I'm telling you, brother, I will. It's so fine any old time, you just have to look to see. If you have a doubt and wanna find out, come on, just follow me. 165th, you'll have to stay and thrill at the happiness you'll find just jumping up on the hill. You'll have no time to kill if you don't want to stay. I'm telling you, brother, I will. Now, cats so fine at any old time, you just have to look to see. If you have a doubt and want to find out, come on, just follow me to 165th. You'll have to stop and thrill at the happiness you'll find just jumping up on the hill. Just jumping up on the hill.
That is Helen Humes, Jumpin' on Sugar Hill as the track. That was recorded in 1948. She made a name singing with loads of great people, but I mean, I guess for 3 years she was with the Count Basie Orchestra. in the early 40s, which is probably her biggest claim to fame. But she had quite a few hits as well, including that one. She had a few more hits in the 60s. And she's just a great singer. She's got a kind of Ella Fitzgerald sound to her voice, I think. But certainly maybe didn't cross over in quite the same way. But there's some great recordings from Helen Humes out there, if you like the sound of that. She comes from a beautiful church background, so you could always hear her crisp, clear voice over any great band. Worth checking out if you like the sound of that. I want to say hi to Dave Dunbar on Facebook. He saw Art Blakey in the Jazz Messengers in Brighton in the late 80s, and it was a great gig, even though his glasses fell off and smashed. Isn't it funny how we remember things like that? When you go and see a great artist and something bad happens like that, you can remember the music, but you always remember that his glasses fell off. Also going to say hi to Claire. She says, don't listen to much radio in the evening, and why not? But now, your show on Tuesday night is my thing. I love the mix of music, and it's thanks to you plugging the gig that I managed to get tickets to see Lauryn Hill at Manchester Apollo. Yet, those Lauryn Hill gigs recently, they were kind of controversial, weren't they? But I knew a few people that went as well. I couldn't get there in the end, and I heard they were pretty amazing. A true uncompromising artist at work. Let me know who you've seen recently, maybe some people I've recommended on this show. Please contact me, jamie.cullum@bbc.co.uk. I am out on the road a lot at the moment, touring and stuff, but I do read your emails, so please keep them coming in. Here's a track now from a very controversial figure in music, more for his personal life than anything, but he did record some incredible tunes, and he was kind of a pioneer in the world of rock and roll and R&B, and certainly as a musician as well. He was an amazing piano player and a very individual guitarist as well. So the music remains. We don't need to tell the stories about this man because I'm sure you know them already. His name is Ike Turner, and this is some pretty amazing piano playing. This is called Loosely. That was Ike Turner in 1954, probably around 1954, playing the piano there, but he was also a great guitarist as well. The track was called Loosely. Okay, moving on now. I'm looking forward to playing you my interview with Sarah Mitra in a couple of weeks' time, and actually in the interview you'll hear how many different ways I've mispronounced her name, but I now know that you pronounce it Sarah Mitra. It's kind of a bit confusing because it's spelt Sarah and her surname is spelt Mitra, to me anyway, but it is actually pronounced Sarah Mitra. So I've got it right. None of this matters. This is her great version of Baltimore Oriole.
Baltimore Oriole took a
40 below. No life for a lady to be dragging her feathers around in the snow, leaving her maid. She flew straight to the tangible hole, where two tiny blackbirds met that divine Miss O. Won't you fly home to your bow? Fly home to daddy now.
Hoagie Carmichael's song there, Baltimore Oriole, reinvented by Sarah Mitra. Many great versions of that song, but they're really given a fresh flavour by Sarah. Of course, she always gives things a real fresh flavour, and I really love the addition to her orchestra and her sound of the guitar of Rob Updegraff here as well. Really gives a David Lynch-esqueness to it, which is always a good thing in my book. Now, over the last couple of weeks, we lost a couple of British jazz greats, true greats. Sheila Tracy is the first one I'm going to tell you about. She was the first woman to read the news on BBC Radio 4. If that wasn't enough, she was the voice of Radio 2's Big Band Special for 21 years. That's very impressive. She died on the 30th of September, a real broadcasting hero and certainly a hero in the world of BBC Jazz as well. Another person we lost, an incredible musician, originally from Canada, but I think the UK very much claimed him as their own. He moved to the UK early on and stayed here and made incredible music, not only as a trumpet player and a flugelhorn player, but also as a composer. His name was Kenny Wheeler. Certainly anyone in this country and anyone who takes interest in jazz in a wider context will know and appreciate the genius that Kenny Wheeler was. Really an extraordinary composer and someone who could make the flugelhorn sound truly lyrical. He could make the instruments sing. He was a master at playing quietly as well as playing incredibly fiery improvisational music as well. But as a composer, I think maybe his music has reached even more people because his compositions, not only was he influenced by the great jazz composers, but he was really wonderful at bringing classical elements into his music and just creating a sound that was so unique. People and students and music students study his compositions all over the world, and that is really where I think his legacy will live on forever. It's just music that can teach you so much about music as well. He only died on the 18th of September, so I thought I'd play this track for you now. That is just a very beautiful piece and showcases his just true artistry of arranging and composition. In memory of the great Sheila Tracy and the extraordinary Kenny Wheeler. Here is a piece called Part 1 Opening from the Sweet Time Suite. That was part 1 of a song cycle called The Sweet Time Suite, called Opening, written and performed by Kenny Wheeler and one of his beautifully large ensembles, featuring also the vocal sound of Norma Winston in there as well. From, I guess if you want to get started on Kenny Wheeler, this is a really good place. The album is called Music for Large and Small Ensembles, and that will get you in the door, and hopefully over the next few weeks I'll take you through it further as well, in memory of Kenny Wheeler and Sheila Tracy. Okay, don't go anywhere, because after this I've got a track from Herbie Hancock, plus a Maida Vale Session track from the Tombola Theory. Coming to you this week from a glamorous, well, it's not really that glamorous, but it makes it sound better, doesn't it? From a hotel room in Berlin. I'm sitting at a desk. I have a delicious cup of English tea here. I have my records. I have my microphone. And I'm in a bathrobe. Does that paint the correct picture for you? Hopefully it'll keep you listening to this amazing track from Herbie Hancock's third album, Inventions and Dimensions. Released in 1963 on Blue Note Records, this is a track called A Jump Ahead. Herbie Hancock's third album, Inventions and Dimensions. It's called A Jump Ahead, the track. That was where Herbie really started to experiment more with rhythm on that before he moved into all sorts of other explorations, not only by himself but also with the Miles Davis Band and the Headhunters and beyond. But it's a great album, very inventive and wonderful rhythmic playing and really out there improvising, so go and check it out. Now, loads of you wrote in to say how much you enjoyed the Maida Vale session, the Tombola Theory, recorded for the show. And in fact, I'm here with Ben Castle, who leads this band in Berlin at the moment. He's playing in my big band for me at the moment. Ben Castle actually started the group as a tribute to the local musician Tommy Tootles Truman. It's lovely how he talks about Tommy Tootles Truman, because I too knew lots of these musicians who maybe the wider public didn't know, but were just people that played music. It was their life, even though they were not famous or well known. And it's just a lovely story how it came about. I played the other session tracks a few weeks ago, but I've been saving this one until now, and you'll be glad I did. Here's Ben himself to introduce the track.
Tommy Tootles Truman, the school janitor, he went in for a talent competition when he was young, and he got nowhere on it, and they actually told him not to bother playing. And he was such a great musician, but it put him off doing it professionally, and so he only did it as a hobby. But I feel he could have been one of the true greats. And so this tune is about talent competitions that put people off doing things for a living, or make people sound exactly the same as everyone else. So this one's entitled Dance Monkey Dance.
That was the Tombola Theory, a final track from their amazing BBC Maida Vale session they did for us. It was called Dance Monkey Dance. Now, last Saturday, Jazz Lineup on BBC Radio 3 featured Cullum Simcock in concert, recorded at the 2014 Scarborough Jazz Festival. You can catch up with that on the BBC iPlayer. You may remember also that I had Cullum Simcock in interview here on my show. Actually, it was at the BBC we recorded the interview some time back. And I got to speak to him about the record he made with with a wonderful long-time collaborator, bassist Yuri Gulubev, an incredible bassist who shares with Cullum an equal love and ability in the world of classical music as they do in jazz music, which leads to an incredible meeting of musical minds for this album they made called Reverie at Schloss El Mau, released in January on Act Records. Here's Cullum and Yuri with Antics. That's Cullum Simcock and Yuri Gulubev getting really dancey and jumpy in that track. Wonderful improvising from both of them. The track was called Antics from an extraordinary album called Reverie at Schloss El Mau. That's out now on Act Records. All right, stay where you are, because after this, I have music from Dave Brubeck and that session track from Julia Biel.
Inter FM, Jamie Cullum's Jazz Riot.
This track is from Dave Brubeck's album Jazz at Oberlin Oberlin is nothing to do with Berlin in Germany. Oberlin is a private liberal arts college in Ohio. It was recorded in 1953, and this is the Dave Brubeck Quartet, kind of early on in their career, playing very fiery, improvising, particularly Dave Brubeck, Paul Desmond, really bouncing off each other, and you can hear that in this great version of the standard, How High the Moon. That's How High the Moon from the album Jazz at Oberlin from 1953. Came out on Fantasy Records. It is the Dave Brubeck Quartet, one of their more underrated records. Highly recommended. Dave's son, Darius Brubeck, is going to be playing live with his quartet in November. You can see them on the 4th in Mold in Wales. Okay, now it's time for that final Julia Biel session track I promised you. Now, again, you know, we had so many emails in to say how many of you enjoyed the Julia Biel session, just showing that you have great taste. Here's Julia to introduce it.
Nobody Loves You Like I Do, which is the title track of the EP, is a song that tries to take you through the journey of a long-term relationship. And so as the song goes on, you get the words reflecting onto the chorus, Nobody Loves You Like I Do, in different ways, so that it's not always just a straight statement where you imagine it's all sweetness and light. So it's quite an ambitious thing, really, to try to put all of that into one song, but that is what I try to do. So listeners will have to judge whether or not I succeeded.
Shaping in those unfolding days, we were like a rosebud before the bloom came and put us on display. I think about it every time I leave you out in the cold sinking. When I get a mood in the making, it's your liberty I'm taking. But when it comes to feelings, I'm not shy. Oh, I'll tell you how it is when it isn't why. Life's like a little roller coaster. First it's tears, but then we're closer. Oh man, what can I say? To show you lately, nobody loves you like I do. No, nobody loves you like I do. No, 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 nobody loves you like I do. No, nobody loves you like I do. I do. Take them back, all those things that say. If I had known you'd get so upset. You made your point now and I have repented. I'll still be here when the ice is melted.
That was Julia Biel with Nobody Loves You Like I Do, recorded at the BBC Maida Vale Studios, especially for this show. Now, I'm almost at the end of my show for this week, but before I leave you, here's a track from the pretty hard-to-describe Canadian piano player Paul Bley. He recorded many albums throughout his career, but this is early on in his career. This was recorded in the early 60s in New York, and he became a much freer improviser as he got older. But on these earlier records, you can hear him busting out. You can hear him just trying to free himself of the vagaries of chord changes and melody, and it feels like he's about to explode. It's great to hear it. From the 60s, this is Paul Bley on the piano, with Jeff Hirschfield on the drums and Jay Anderson on the bass. This is When Will the Blues Leave? from a classic album called Footloose. Many versions of it exist. Any of them will do. That's Paul Bley and When Will the Blues Leave? And that's all I've got time for this week. Next week, I've got a Take 5 with the saxophonist Nat Birchall. Well, that's all I've got for this week. This has been a Folded Wing production for BBC Radio 2. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.